What's up, people? We back with another episode of Beyond the Clientele. I'm your host, J1, J100, or Mr. So 100, because you know I do it the So 100 way. And today we got a special guest in the building, man. Not only is his brother a community activist, he's a vibe curator. He's also one of the pillars of the city, you know what I'm saying? And, he's an entrepreneur and he really makes things happen when it's time to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, welcome to the show, man. My brother, man, Marvin Todd.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Jay.
Man, Marvin, man. Hey, look, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you in my presence, bro.
It is truly an honor to be here, man. I've been waiting on you to set this up for a couple months now.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
I know. Whenever we talked about it, I felt bad thinking about it because my timing was just off because you've always been on my for sure list.
Yep.
So we partners. So it's like I go around and as I book these guests, I kind of go to people that might not come first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I totally
so I always looked at you like I know when it's time. I know Marvin coming. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate you, brother. It's an honor having you here, man. And I think your stories is one of them stories that need to be heard beyond the clientele. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I appreciate it. And I'm open book.
No doubt. So first thing I want to do, Marvin, let's get the business out the way. Let the people know. Let them know what it is you do, how you do it, and how they can do it with you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Real simple.
Couple different things. Of course, I've been in marketing for over 23 years in the corporate space. And now I'm moving more into consulting work where, I'll be coming in helping companies, do some projects within integration and, helping them being able to market themselves a little bit better. So that's the, corporate side of me and the executive side of me, but now also formally, entrepreneur side. I also, as you, eloquently put, vibe curator. For over the last 17, 18 years, I've been doing different events around the city, allowing people to be able to really let their hair down, and have a good time. What I like to call it is for, the discriminating event seeker. They don't go to everything, but when, I put something out there, they're going.
Yeah.
So just recently I did, Central Station on July, 2nd. And then on Labor Day weekend, I got, a couple nice events that I'm going to put out there. I've always collaborated with any and everyone, especially if it adds value. So, if anyone out there is interested in doing something, tap in with me.
No doubt.
Welcome to it.
Yeah. So, what's your contacts? Do you use like social media?
Yeah. I keep it simple. Marvin Todd 901 across, Twitter, Snapchat, as well as Instagram.
Okay.
I just rather individuals be able to just easily find me versus coming up with something, super complex. So 901 to represent where we are, of course.
Okay.
And then my name, most people always say the first and last name.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, we got to say both.
I got to say both, or they say MT. Either way it go, both of them are being mentioned. So I just like to keep it clean and make sure people can tap in and find me with no problem.
No doubt. Well, y'all heard it here, man. Make sure y'all tap in with Marvin Todd 901 across all platforms, man. I know him personally, man, and I know that when it comes to putting it together, he's a man that's gonna do it for sure.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Well, look, Marvin, I didn't mention that you were also a member of KAPsi 5. Kappa Alpha Psi. Yeah, y'all know, man. I'm an honorary member if y'all didn't know, but I get it together. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that's just real important. It's a real important stamp of yours that I want to mention. And I know you've done things with your fraternity in the city too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all keep in tune with that too, because I done definitely seen you do that, man. Well, this is Beyond the Clientele.
Yes, sir.
And we do like to get to know you beyond what you do and what you're capable of. I want to start real simple, man. Just let them know where you from. Where did it all begin, man? Where did Marvin Todd start?
Man, Whitehaven.
Whitehaven.
Born and raised in Whitehaven. Uh, went to, some people know these schools, Garden View. Went to Oakshire, and then went to John B. Freeman.
Mm.
And I went to John B. Freeman first year it opened, all optional school. So we went there from 4th grade to 9th grade. And then after that, I went to East High School. So lived in Whitehaven, traveled all the way to Popular for an education. So I was a major in engineering in high school.
Okay.
Thought I wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
And quickly changed as soon as I got to college. But for the most part, everything started in Whitehaven. And some of the things that I've done over the years led me back to Whitehaven. So,
Okay. Where'd you go to school?
University of Tennessee in Knoxville.
Okay, UT Knox.
UT Knox, the Vols. So
The Vols.
I
Shout
like
out
to
to
say
UT
the only
Knox.
UT in Tennessee, but of course there's Martin and Chat and all those.
Yeah.
I went there, started out, with this architecture thing, then switched to accounting and landed in communications
Okay.
and kept the business minor, because I had went so far. So it's funny because I didn't think of myself as this communicator, but that became an easier pathway for me.
Okay.
Building relationships, being able to, talk out problems and things like that. And that's where the fraternity part come in at.
Okay.
I joined in 98, right after my freshman year. And that introduced me to structure, introduced me to brotherhood as well. But it really laid down, the foundation for what people see, now. When we started doing parties then, I didn't understand the business side of it.
Okay.
But as I learned it, I was like, okay, I could possibly do this even as a business.
As an individual business.
As an individual
yeah.
business. So that's, when you ask the question about the college part, that's where a lot of it
All start.
hatched itself from. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Tell me the dynamics of your household coming up. You had siblings, mother, father. What was the dynamics of the household coming up as a child?
Mother, father. Father's name Marvin L. Todd.
Okay.
Marvin M. He didn't like his middle name. And then my mom, who's still living. She's 77. Lives in Hernando. So both of my parents were originally from Mississippi. Dad from Coldwater, mom from Hernando.
Okay.
And I got 2 older sisters. So I was oftentimes by myself.
Okay. So you're the youngest of 3.
I'm youngest of 3.
2 older siblings, 2
Yep.
older sisters.
Yep.
So how much older were they? Like,
They're not much older. I'm 47. We're all about 2 years apart.
okay, so not very okay.
Yeah.
They real big sisters right there
they're
with
real
you.
big
Yeah.
sisters.
They
had
just
their own room and stayed away from me.
yeah, I
Coming
get
up.
it. I get it. Yeah. So strict household.
Somewhat. My dad was real big on family.
Big on family. Yeah.
We did all of our family holidays, together, especially on his side of the family. It was 8 of them. On my mom's side, it was like 9.
Mm-hmm.
But the 4th of July, we playing family softball, you name it. We were always, intertwined as a family.
As a family.
So in the summertime, I spent my summers either in Mississippi or Chicago.
Okay.
So I have 2 aunts in Chicago, so I would spend a month, in Chicago, 50% on the south side, 50% in the suburbs of Homewood.
Okay.
So my summers, taught me a lot as well. That's
Right.
why I ended up being a Bears fan,
Okay.
Bulls fan,
Yeah.
a Cubs fan. So
Okay.
that all was based on my dad being like, hey, you're gonna go spend some summers outside of Memphis.
Outside of Memphis.
Yeah.
So, and did you have more male cousins in that area, or?
I had really just one male cousin, 2 females. The male cousin now is the head of Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church in Houston, which is one of the largest churches in Houston, about 18 to 20,000 members.
Wow, okay.
Dr. Marcus Cosby. So he was the male, grew up on the south side.
Okay.
We had totally different rules that when we visited there. Had to be in the house by a certain time, couldn't wear these colors. Then I had another aunt that lived in suburbs that had 2 daughters, and that's the people that I spent most of my summers around with my dad's side of the family.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How was those trips to Chicago compared to Memphis back then? Like compared to the,
Totally different. So you know, here we were very Southern. You know, my aunts in Chicago are very structured and very, very disciplined. You know, they would correct the way we talk. You know, they would make us eat certain vegetables that we wouldn't eat here. Diet was different.
Yeah.
You know, we had to go to, church during the week. Like it was just totally different. And then every day is funny. We watch School Days every day. Me and my other cousin, literally every day we watch School Days. Got up, watched School Days, and then did whatever chores that they had laid out. But they were very, very structured.
So when you come home, you get a different,
Get a little more relaxed.
but still got the structure,
Still
still
got
got
the
the
structure,
discipline,
but
but a little more lenient.
a little more lenient. Well, my dad would always notice, the difference because I come back speaking correct English. I come back trying zucchini, and trying different things that I wouldn't have tried.
Wow.
Here. So open up my palate.
Yeah,
open up
definitely.
my thinking.
Yeah. That was I know that was most likely a conscious thing for him to do that too, knowing
1,000%. I
Yeah.
didn't get it then
yeah,
because he was like, "Y'all going,"
yeah.
So he made me, and then my other uncle had his son go as well.
Okay.
So we all had to go.
Cause he knew what was going on there, and he knew you wasn't really getting that structure. The same structure here.
Not the same structure, and definitely not the same, view of life. You know, South Side is totally different than Whitehaven.
Right. And you say you couldn't even wear certain colors.
Oh, could not. Had to be in the house by 5.
Y'all in the South, you couldn't wear blue ones.
Could not. Man, it's funny. That's when I got my first pair of Jordans in '85.
Okay.
But didn't think about wearing them over there. My aunt was like, "You can't wear those.
Yeah.
For one, they're gonna take them.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but you can't. We just could. It was just different.
Yeah.
Sets of rules.
And that was safety. That was the safety of it all. Yeah.
You learn the reality of an area outside of where you come from. That there's a different world out there.
It's a different world. Definitely. Okay. And you say you went to East High School. And that's East is in South Memphis, right?
Binghamton, Orange Mound, right on.
Okay,
Park,
right
in the
there.
middle.
Yeah. So you living in Whitehaven and still actually going to school outside of Whitehaven, technically.
Yep.
Then you said up to 9th grade you went over off Poplar.
I went to John B. Freeman. Which was in Whitehaven. Some people, one of my good friends, Coco, Corliss Givens, he used to call us Nerd Village.
Nerd Village.
John B. Freeman was different. Everybody was smart.
Oh.
I had 4 A's and 2 B's, thought I was doing something. Everybody had, all A's. It was very academic driven school.
Okay.
My 9th grade class had 86 people. So it was very small, but those are people that, I keep in contact
Still
with.
in contact with now.
Yeah. When I got to East, some of us went there, but then that's when I met, some different friends. That's where I met, Paul Youngs of the world.
Yeah.
Some of our other friends that we're still close to.
That's dope.
Well, Mayor Paul Young.
Mayor Paul Young. Put that stamp on it. Yeah.
And put some respect
and
on
we
his
definitely want to get into that, but that's a good segue into the segment I like to call Impact by Decade, right? So what that is, you basically share an impactful moment that molded you into the man you are today, but we doing it by decade.
Gotcha.
So we starting 1 to 10, all the way up. We the 40 club. So, you know what I'm saying? We gonna walk it all the way down. And I just want to include that time when you and the mayor became. I want that to be included in there because I want people to understand that this is just not a new friendship.
Definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? But let's start with 1 to 10, man. Lil Marvin, Todd. You know what I'm saying? And let me know some impactful times in your life, man. That molded you into who you are.
I was a bad kid with a mohawk.
Straight up.
Yeah, I had a mohawk as a kid, man. We grew up over on Range by this place, Al's Golf Haven, something like that. And I was a little runt, small kid. 2 older sisters that they didn't want to walk me home from school, so I oftentimes were by myself in the house, but then had friends around me. So I had a neighbor Courtney, and then I had another friend, Tony Bradshaw. He's still here now. actually a police officer. We still friends.
Yeah.
Then we eventually moved, a little bit deeper into Whitehaven, closer to where like Haven View is,
Okay.
Holmes Mill Branch area.
Okay.
And that's where I really got a chance to, you know, make friends. Now we were in the house, had my own bedroom.
Okay. So you pretty much a loner
Yeah, I was a loner.
then until you got to where you can pick up some
I can
more
pick up
friends or
some
whatnot.
friends because at this point, when you're buying a house, those families gonna be there a while.
Yeah.
In the apartment,
Yeah, they
that lease
them
might
out.
come up.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah,
people
they
roll.
go. Yeah.
So when I got over there, that's when I met, lifelong friends in my neighborhood. I still drive through there every once in a while, just check on some of the people.
Check
that
on your
live there.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So the impact would be that transition from going from the apartments
Mhm.
to a neighborhood where you can really settle in and lock in with your partners.
yeah, and I call them brothers.
Yeah.
That we still
Still
tight
like
to this
that.
day. One of them, he a police officer. This is a common thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And then our other brother, he passed away a couple of years ago. He had a heart condition.
Mhm.
But his name is Marvin, and we best man in my wedding.
Okay.
I'm God dad that his kids and his brother kids, and
Oh, that's real friendship.
we've been
Real
locked
friendship.
in, since then. His parents are like my parents. They had and this is really the impact part. They had the permission of my parents to possibly discipline me if needed.
Yeah.
And that's where when people say village raises people, they really, they raise me.
Yeah.
So, I still give them, their flowers for doing that because they really didn't have to.
That's good.
So that it was like, it's that growing and having some brothers now, where I can understand the dynamic outside of just having two sisters
That
that don't pay me no attention.
Yeah, yeah.
That really want me gone by my
Yeah,
business.
yeah. Go on, little dude. That's how they. Yeah, that's how big sisters do it.
Yeah, that's when I was able to really forge them relationships with other people.
Yeah. So merging into your 10 to 20,
Mhm.
of course you go through a lot of milestones during that window. Share an impactful time throughout that time, and like I said, to include where you and Mayor Paul Young became childhood friends, but share an impactful time that
Man,
molded you and stuck with you.
It was two real impactful times, man. One, me and my father had a serious disagreement right around the time I was about 17.
Okay.
It got physical, He also pulled a gun, He also took, all my clothes that I had bought and burned them in the driveway, So it hurt,
Yeah.
This man that, raised me, but as you are getting older as a man yourself, and when two of you are kind of similar, you bump heads,
Right.
it can become, volatile, and it did. After that, he moved out. At that time, I was working 40, 50 hours a week, so I was helping support my mom and dad. So when he left, I really was off him. Like, man, I don't ever need him. My mom made me reconcile that relationship when I was graduating high school.
So let me get it right. He left. He moved out from the house.
Moved out, yeah.
So he left the family. He like, since it done got to that where you and him had y'all fall out.
Yeah.
He like, I'm gone.
And I asked for him to leave.
Really?
Yeah. At that point, my dad wasn't working. I was putting more into the house
Okay.
at the time. And
So you the man of the house from your standpoint.
it was one of the things where you can't keep having, these type of volatile situations with my mom. I came home from work, from 8 hours working on a Saturday to find my dad, drunk,
Okay.
arguing with my mom, and I just interjected, to say stop, and it went
Oh, it went left.
left. But it was, to your initial question, it was impactful in that the reconciliation portion, You know, where she was like, he wants to be a part of the graduation. You know, he bought a suit for you to wear. He's your father. And that's when we spoke again.
Really? So you said 17. So
This was so when I turned 18 and graduating is when
it's
we
next
finally
year,
talked.
basically,
Yep.
like
Finally
a
started
year
talking.
later.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
How did that affect you? Because clearly, I'm sure prior to, at some point, the respect kind of started dwindling.
We started doing this.
So for you, because even just as a father myself and as a son, for you to stand up, it has to be something that triggered that level of
Yeah.
disrespect for you to be. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it takes a lot for me to get there.
Yeah. So it was over time.
It was over time.
That led up to
Yeah.
that
It was
situation.
over time. It
Yeah.
was over time. He was having issues with my sister and mom, and
Yeah.
I just had enough at this particular point. And I tell people this all the time. I learned good and bad from my dad.
Mm.
You know, you catch the first beginning, it's family oriented.
Yeah.
I got that from you. You know, the way that he kind of stopped working and kind of abandoned the family. I learned from that as well. I'll never do that.
Okay.
You know, so you take the good and bad from a
Right.
person, and you love them for who they are. So
Exactly.
that reconciliation was key.
It was
for
key.
us. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know this story.
Wow.
You know,
That's deep, man. And even just knowing you, like, just I mean, of course, everybody has that story that part of them that you don't know, but I can just see that just the man that you've become. I know that there had to be a hell of a deflection in your life at that time.
hell of deflection, man. But when
Yeah.
we reconciled, it's like we didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
And he, apologized.
I was
which
just
I
gonna say
never
he
heard.
had to come clean. That will be the only way
Yeah.
it would work. Like
He
you have
apologized.
to come and apologize and say you were wrong.
He literally took me to get a haircut, and he apologized.
No doubt.
Because at that point, I was doing everything.
Now you a man.
Myself.
Yeah, he got to respect it now. Yeah, like
I was paying for, MLG and W. I've been paying since I was 17 years old.
yeah.
Back then, Bell South, telephone. I was
Phone,
paying.
yeah.
I was paying those things as a 17-year-old. So going to my senior year, I paid for all my senior expenses.
Yeah.
I was doing everything, myself. My prom week, I worked 50 hours. The only day I didn't work was Friday.
Just to run it up for the
I was
prom.
running it up.
That's what's
man.
up.
So, but it was a key portion. I think the second thing is that I had those friends not only from the neighborhood, but at East, I had formed, some close friends. That's where, Paul, Mary Young comes into play. Our friend Kevin Davis, Travis Ferris. Like those were my boys.
Yeah.
And we went high school together, and then eventually all of us went to college.
Oh, y'all went to UT.
All of us went to UT. So learning some things over here on the family side, and then, developing a friendship that is now turned into, lifelong friendship. Oddly enough, Paul and I were competition in high school. So when we were in the math class, our teacher used to put the highest grades on the board from each test. 1 and 2 was always Marvin, Todd, Paul Young. It was back and forth.
Okay.
And so that's how we were like, man, who was dude? That's how we
That's how
ended up.
y'all became friends.
That's how we became
yeah,
friends.
That's how it all started.
We were competitive in geometry.
Okay. Right.
Totally competitive. Like,
Yeah.
you put the top 5 up there, and the 2 names literally we was going back and forth.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, who is dude? And I'm looking at him like, who are you?
Right.
They went to Doubletree. These different kind of kids, than what I'm used to. So
Okay, because, you come from
I came from Freeman. So,
yeah.
They went to Snowden,
Snowden Elementary.
So yeah, that's when that friendship was forged, way back in
Wow.
1994.
94. So you and him becoming friends, did y'all maintain this relationship up until this day, obviously. What type of relationship did y'all have, like, in school? Like, was it like, y'all hanging out together a lot? or y'all just maintain a
We both, man. Like literally, he ended up being my ride home.
okay.
Didn't live in Whitehaven. He lived in Oakhaven. But we'll pile all of his car.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes he'll drop me off at work or take me all the way to Whitehaven, then he'll go home. Or we'll go hoop at Mississippi Boulevard. You know, but it was always
okay.
after school. We getting in the car, we rolling, and we might go to play video games, or we might play basketball. He literally was dropping me off, and I was way out of
out the way. He taking you out the way.
But it helped forge,
that friendship.
Yeah, we did everything, man. I got a chance to meet, his parents. He met, my parents. We all became super close.
That's what's up, man.
So that's really where it forged from, man. A ride home.
Your ride home.
Ride home and in geometry.
And geometry competition.
Competition.
Yeah. That's what's up.
I got that 98, he get 97. Like we were going back and forth, man.
Yeah, so, you like, hold on, I got to get you on the next one.
Like, who was the dude with the glasses over there?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's a dope beginning of a friendship to even start like that, you know. Merging on into, of course, you graduate high school, you go off to college, merging on into that 20 to 30. Of course, milestones in that one too.
Yes,
You go through a lot of different things. It's a whole nother level of life. Become an adult. You know what I'm saying? But share something impactful during that time that really.
You kind of hit on it when you brought up Kappa Psi.
Okay.
That was life changing for me.
Yeah. And you pledged.
I pledged.
Okay.
Because
it's two different ways you become.
It's only one way, but you can go the other way.
I like
you can write a check and do what you want.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the rites of passage a little different.
Yeah.
The respect,
it's
going
different.
back to my dynamic with my father. It's
Yeah.
different. So I joined in '98, fresh after my freshman year, way before any of my friends joined.
So you were the only friend on the line?
Only friend. My line brothers are one played football and one played basketball. The one that played football, he's the athletic director at Tennessee State now, Dr. Mickey Allen. The one that played basketball, Rashard Lee, he's now principal in North Carolina. His uncle is James Worthy. He didn't find out all of this until we were online.
Wow.
So, my line was totally different dudes just three of us.
Okay.
Totally different guys than what I hung out with. So eventually all my friends wanted to join. So that's where I ended up pledging Paul and the rest of my friends. So they pledged in 2000 and I was over their line. So it was 15 of them.
Wow.
That was the largest line we had at our chapter, our school period.
Wow.
And so that dynamic was interesting because
you the big dog.
I'm the big dog.
Yeah.
And they coming through. But one of the things that really shaped me was we booked Devin Steele to DJ a couple times. And me and him became friends.
Wow.
Like off of that. And that flipped into when I moved back to Memphis, the entertainment aspect of things. Because he was on K-97 at the time. So we brought Devin up 3 times,
to do the Kappa party.
Do Kappa parties. I did all his contracts, his lounge, like I did everything. So I learned
the game.
Learned the game. And then I had a friend now once I get back to Memphis that makes it a transition for me. So when I got back here, I started working in corporate America, but I had Devin as somebody that I had a business and friendship with.
Yeah.
All this came through Kappa.
For the entertainment world.
For the entertainment world.
Yeah.
Like, I was president, for like 2 years out of chapter. So I saw how the bookings of, venues, DJs, I saw all that aspect of things.
Hands-on.
The hands-on. One year, we came back into the fall. We put a party schedule out there for the whole semester before anybody could put anything out there. We had 15 parties on one fly. First day of school.
so
Everybody else was
so
pissed.
y'all already like
We already
y'all line up for the whole semester. Don't
line
even
up
worry
for
about it. The
for
party line.
Hey, this is it. So, the other people were like, dang, we can't do that. We need to be proactive.
Right.
So I learned the game through that. None of this
Okay.
money going in my pocket.
Right.
But that's where I honed in on the entertainment and how to really make it a profitable,
Yeah.
business.
Real lesson. That's
We
a
put
real
the whole
lesson.
schedule out there. Campus, they call it a meeting.
Yeah.
They say you guys have basically taken over the social without running it. They started
Y'all done the whole game.
the whole game to the point where they started an organization to basically manage us. They called it Black Greek Letter Organizations.
To control who throwing the
To control
yeah.
who's throwing what, because the Kappas were doing.
Y'all D-boy. Y'all get too much.
We gotta now submit when we want to do something, because we
Right. They like, y'all can't come like that.
we was picking our own Kappa week, like everybody else just had to fall in line.
Y'all already took
We was
the
get down to
weekend,
lay down.
everything, Yeah.
But it still resonates. 20,
it's still right.
20 some years.
Yeah, that same mentality, that same grind.
Same mentality. I'm gonna put a schedule out there for the whole year.
Yeah. So, being the big dog, right? When it was coming to your line brothers, and you said you had a line of 15, that you were over those guys. How many of those guys were your previous friends?
Half of them.
Half of that 15 was your partners.
I mean, best friends.
Yeah.
Like, we lived together, hung out. Like, hell, one of them was my roommate. Two of the people across the way, Paul and them, was next door. We were all, like, we were locked in, and it almost destroyed our relationship.
Right, because you have to be the big dog.
It's business.
Yeah.
And I was very hard to deal with.
So you ain't okay. You ain't give them no slack.
I ain't give them no slack. No slack. They probably got it worse. But when it was over, and then they saw the next line, they understood.
Okay.
They were like, okay, man, we thought you just, it was all a plan,
Yeah.
I had a whole, schedule and plan as we execute this.
Yeah.
And they saw what went into it, and they were like, man, we got a whole new respect for this.
Okay.
We thought you was just difficult.
trying to be hard.
Yeah, but it our friendship, kept going, and it, grew even more.
Yeah, it flourished into something bigger and better.
Flourished.
Now the brotherhood is running deeper.
It's deeper.
Yeah, it's running deeper now. Yeah, that's a hell of a story, man, because you don't really think about it. I'm sure you probably didn't think about it when you were on the line, and then you said when your friends said, oh, we want to get in too. Now you have to step up and do all the things or more that was done to you to bless them in.
Bless them in and make sure it's right.
Make sure it's right, yeah. Because if you slack, you bringing all of them in slacking.
And this 15 people, you can't bring in 15 people with slack.
Yeah, that look bad
That
on
look
the
bad.
whole team.
That look bad.
That look bad.
That look bad. So they came through, and it's funny. One of my close friends, he passed away last year. He always said, man, that was the tightest line we ever had in our chapter. He was like, you brought through the best line ever. And this the guy that, Michael Wright, I respect more than anybody. He brought me in and taught me so much about being a man and a leader. So they really came in and set the bar. I was proud. He's my boy.
These are boys, yeah.
My boys. This is who I go on trips with now.
Right, to this day.
To this day.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. That's a real beautiful thing. That's one thing I could say about when you especially having childhood friends, and then y'all go to college together. Then of course y'all become line brothers or fraternity brothers. That those bonds, it's like you constantly resetting that bond.
Constantly.
You know what I'm saying? Constantly. So where it's almost, I lost a lot of friends, and I wouldn't say lost when I say that term, just lack of better words, but. You know how you be friends and then life just
takes
take you to a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was a teenage father, so a lot of my friends that I started out as a adolescent boy with. Once I became a teenage father, I left home at 16. And I'm still in high school, but it's like I'm a high school student during the day. And then I go home, I got to be a man, and so a lot of my friendships, I kind of outgrew them because I was so far ahead. Yeah, I was so far ahead of them during that time. Then even my first wife, Tiffany was 3 years older than me. So I'm 16, she 19. And we got a baby. She out of school. She done been to the Air Force, came back. So, like I said, I would go to school. I got to the point, I'm in a small town. I'm in Cairo at the time. I got to the point I was signing myself out of school. My baby got an appointment. They already know I don't live with my parents. So it's a small town, so they just allowing me to carry on, knowing what I need to do. But a lot of my, like I said, friendships, I outgrew them. I'm hanging with grown. I'm with the grown guy, man. I got to get to this. I can't do what y'all. I can't play no sports. I can't go no practice. She got to go to work. I got to get home right after school to watch the kids. That type of deal. So,
and I need to say, man, you're an excellent father.
Man, I appreciate that.
I've gotten a chance to see that firsthand because I see
the
kids now. They're grown.
They grown, yeah.
But to see your interaction with them and how you always are celebrating them,
yeah, no doubt.
Man, you are an excellent father. I never get a chance to say those things.
Man, I appreciate that.
But you're an excellent father, man.
Man, I appreciate that, brother. Especially coming from a man of your stature, man. I appreciate
excellent
that.
Father.
Yeah, but whenever I say that, and right now, one of my best friends as a child, we partners now. He live in Nashville. Shout out to my boy Jamel Avery. He was another one. Now he really should have went to the league, honestly. I don't know if you heard of Tyrone Nesby. He was from Cairo, Illinois. That's my childhood partner too. You know what I'm saying? But Jamel was another one of them talents that really just was. It was just the market was too small for him to get where he needed to go.
Yep.
That's still my friend to this day, but he's one of them ones that really witnessed us being little boys as friends. And then he see like, man, this man here is a grown, like I'm living the life I live now, like as a grown man at 16, 17, you know what I'm saying? Went to the Army at 20. But what I admire about the friendships you were able to develop and maintain, or what should I say, I missed that. I wish I could have had that in my life because my friends, we still tap in, we still cool, but I'm so far.
It's different.
Some of them just having kids. Yeah. Man, I'm on my grandbaby now, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's so far apart. But it's still dope to see how y'all, created those friendships and maintained them. And I admire, like, my wife has friends like that from elementary. And they are grown women in their 40s and really good friends. They really know each other from the sandbox. They always say that term, the sandbox. And I missed that. Well, it was more separated because, like I said, my life took a different turn. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope how y'all was able to do that, man. Is there anything else in that 20 to 30 besides that?
I think those are the key things.
Yeah.
When you get to the next decade, then you'll see how
where it all unfolded. Okay, we're going to the 30 to 40, that next decade in life, man. Share that time in there, you know what I'm saying?
So, probably 2-3 things in there. 2 things, I would say.
Yeah.
I think the most, impactful thing was getting into the entertainment space. My friends are the ones that encouraged me. I was doing things at the house, 100-some people there,
At the crib,
like hundreds of people there. And I was like, man, I don't know this dynamic enough to jump out there. So what I did was I had a childhood friend, Larry Dotson, dad singer at Barcades.
Yep.
We've been friends since 3rd grade. And Larry at the time was working old school Sundays at Census.
Yeah.
For Boogaloo.
Okay.
He was working the door. So Larry would be in, when he needed a replacement, it was me.
Okay.
So I ended up forging a relationship with Boogaloo. I also forged a relationship with the owners of Census. And then I forged a relationship with the people that were in the going out nightlife.
Yeah.
Sunday Essentials was,
Off the chain.
it was off the chain. So I met all these people, and they thought I was like a promoter. Well, really, I'm just working the door.
Okay.
Making sure people get in, dress code. But it gave me a network of people, to build a relationship with. So my friends like, man, you need to do your own thing. So my goal was, I said, man, I'm gonna do this party thing for 1 year by myself, and I'm gonna see how it goes.
Okay, you just jumping out there.
I'm
You just
jumping
test
out
the
there.
waters.
Test the waters, man. I started at this place in Midtown, over in Cooper Young, and then I ended up this place, Ketzel, which ended up being K2 on Union.
Okay.
I did once a month for a year, and it went great. And eventually, other people noticed, and then that's when Dave and Ken Mack came to me with, like, at the time, Ken worked for me at FedEx in the corporate space. David was my peer at FedEx. And they were like, man, we want to start doing these day parties at round one. Like, Booty and them doing downtown, let's do something in East Memphis. I had the people I knew from Census.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had the people that were coming to my events. So then, bam, I'm going to jump on Facebook and get a Facebook account.
Okay.
And then that's where I started pushing out, the round one thing. And that's when, from a promotion side of things, just got bigger.
That's
and
when
bigger
it got big.
And then that parlayed into, we started doing Sunday nights with Curtis Givens and Devin Steele. This is when Devin and I, come back.
Tap back in.
And eventually, as that grew, Devin came to me and was like, man, I got this idea, but I need you to execute it and bring on anybody else you want. And I was like, tell me, 25 and up, type of deal. We're going to stay strictly with, we want people to put some clothes on. We're going to call it social therapy. And we did the very first one in Silly Goose. And I brought in Ken. He brought in Big Sue and DJ Houston.
Okay.
And what we did was we made everybody a partner in it. Everybody got skin in the game. The more money we make as promoters, the more we give you. So we shot videos. We did content. This is all before people were doing content and concepts. We did flyers that were based on, movie backgrounds, also album covers, Jay-Z album covers, the Blueprint, Usual Suspects, Takers. Like, we were doing all these things, man.
Yeah.
But that's Devin's creative. Like,
that's his mind.
he is a creator. I am an executor.
Okay.
I'm the project management side of things. All the expenses taken care of. All the I do all of that. Ken is the party.
Right.
So when you put those things together,
y'all put the right elements together.
We put the right elements together, and it was like, bam. Boom. So that's why I never move away from just my name. Like, it doesn't have to be anything. My name,
that weight.
It's the brand,
right?
And so that was when everything just really, really took off. I remember Boogaloo come to me, was like, man, you used to be little bro, now you big bro. I need you to book me, And I was like, Boogaloo, I learned from you. I sat at the end of the nights and watched him do business with the people at Census that allowed for us to eventually move from round one to Census.
Okay.
We did some
because it got bigger. It got much bigger.
It got bigger. They had the great patio space.
Yeah.
Great deal. I remember we were doing my birthday, and I came in. I said, "We doing 20,000 day, guys. Get ready." And they were like, 20,000. We had done 12, 13. You gotta think we really were doing this from 3 to 8.
Yeah.
3 p.m. to 8.
3 to 8. So
we did $24,000
for your birthday.
For my birthday, at Census. Like we would count money for 3 hours. Yeah. At the end of the night, like we was there for that long. It was one of those, times.
Yeah, that was a time.
There was a time. Wasn't charging people.
Yeah.
None of that.
Just come on in.
Let's come on in.
Things used to be off the chain.
Man, off the chain. So that was like super pivotal in that space. Like,
Yeah. So that year that you consider doing it turned to
into
still doing it.
Still doing it.
Yeah,
I retired a couple times.
Right.
Still,
I ain't doing it no more. I ain't doing that no more.
And
Boom.
then, boom.
Here go another party.
There you go, man. And that Devin and I forged like a friendship, you know,
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. And it all goes back to when I met him in college. When we started doing Sundays, you know, I think it was called EPs or something like that with Curtis. Devin and I got even, you know, closer.
Mm-hmm.
So when we branched out of that, I remember this conversation like yesterday. It was December, and he was like, "Man, we need to do something a little different. Like, I got this brainchild." As he walked me through it, I said, "MLK weekend, let's rock."
Yeah.
That's when we took over the Sunday nights of holidays.
Oh, okay.
Man,
I remember that.
Yeah, we did Hard Rock. You name it. We did all those places, man. Alchemy. That's when we started saying MLK, Memorial Weekend, Labor Day, Christmas.
Gotta hit them.
We're gonna hit them every time. We want to space it out just enough.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give them music that's not radio music. You know, your atypical club.
Yeah.
So that was our vibe.
Y'all definitely y'all definitely created y'all own movement with that the social therapy just, of course it's still going now. Like,
Still going whenever Devin can make it in town.
Yeah, it's still going
still
no matter what, man.
He moved to Atlanta, but he still got the notoriety.
Yeah, for sure.
Fly in and do some things.
Yeah, that's a dope move, man. That's a dope one. So, and you said it was another impactful time during that time?
I met my wife.
Okay.
My wife is definitely my better half, and I couldn't have picked a better, running mate in this.
Yeah.
She's 9 years older than me.
Okay.
So her wisdom, spirit, far surpasses, what I had going on at the time. And, she comes from a large family. There's 13 of them.
I didn't know that.
Funny thing, man. So I met her through work, her and her sister. So I used to go over there and eat. And her mom would be like, "So which one of my daughters you gonna marry? Which one of them you gonna date?" I looked around like, this is a joke.
So y'all just friends at the time?
We were just friends at the time. She was dating a totally different guy. I was dating a totally different girl. And my father died in December. And she was there. And the relationship went, from there.
It went from there.
Yeah, like they came, the funeral, super supportive.
So she was just friends. She was just friends. As a friend.
But then we came around about March, we started dating.
Okay.
That's when things,
you got a little serious, yeah.
But, when you have those times, you going back to my father and I relationship, which was rocky at that one spell, but after that, we was
respect.
We was locked in.
Yeah.
Like, so when he passed, it was like a week before Christmas, and she was there, and she's been there ever since.
Yeah.
And she and her family and our family is just
intertwined.
I'd
have been there. I'd have been there, ate and everything with y'all.
Just intertwined. So she is the blessing.
Yeah, she the impact.
She the impact, man. I got married when I was 35.
Okay.
September 5th. And we'll be celebrating 12 years, this year.
Yeah, y'all right behind. Y'all a year behind us. We just hit 13.
Yeah, her and, just her family and, how they are and my family, she came at the right time. So it when you have that, social, and the funny thing about it, social therapy, she worked the door.
I remember.
She, Devin used to say all that, "Hey man, we need Evelyn." Like, he know all the money gonna be accounted for.
Yeah.
Like he knows she ain't playing about that.
Yeah,
because she's vested. You know, he did not want another person to work that door. And if they did, Evelyn need to be there.
Be managing it. Yeah, she needs to manage it.
She worked with me, And then she also is in the party side of things. So she's integrated into all of my aspects of my life with my family as well. So she's integrated all of it. So for us to fall in love was, no brainer.
No brainer. Yeah.
Funniest thing, so Paul's sister got married to one of our close friends. And I had bought the ring, and I asked them for their permission to be able to propose that weekend.
At the wedding.
Well, they got married on Saturday, but I didn't want to, intrude upon their weekend.
Yeah.
So when her mother died, I showed my friend, this was in January, I showed my friend the ring that I had bought. They got married in September. Okay. So I had the ring the entire time.
Okay.
But I asked him, I said, man, would you be offended if, I popped the question that Sunday after y'all, went, but it's a part of y'all weekend. He was like, man, hell yeah. Cool.
Go for it, yeah.
He kept that secret from January to September. But then I told my other friends, like that Saturdays, because we were all going to brunch the next day. They were more excited. And I got to brunch. One of my friends was like, man, we get this over. I'm nervous. Like, what are you nervous for? I'm the one doing this. So we went to the local downtown. Had that bottom floor in there. And I normally do all of our toast, for occasions. So I'm up, giving a toast. And she mad because the night before, I told her she had to go home. Imagine we went to a wedding, and I'm like, man, you got to go home. But I'm getting my mind right and getting my friends to help with the next day.
Okay.
So then that morning, I shoot to her house and tell her to go to the store so I could talk to her dad. I talked to him to get permission. He, yeah. So proposed that day. All of our friends were there. Like it was great. And then that night I had a party at Playhouse on the Square, and it was just a great
everything. The vibe,
everything
came together.
Man.
That's what's up, man.
So those were like the two in my 30s propelling in the event space, and then in the personal space.
Yeah, marrying your wife. Did you know, or did you intend on? Did you know that you wanted to be married, or did you just, sometimes you can have it planned. Like I know, like you can plan out, I want to be married, and this, or was it like you met her and decided?
I met her and decided.
Yeah.
In my head, growing up, I was, white picket fence by 25.
Okay.
Married by 28, 30. If I would have did that, which had opportunities to, I've been divorced.
You'd have been divorced.
Yeah, like
it wouldn't have been the person.
It wouldn't have been the person, and they wouldn't have got the best of me either.
That's
so they would have gotten super short end of the stick.
Yeah.
So for me at 35,
you had evolved into.
I had evolved, and I tell people all the time, make your marriage what you want your marriage to be, not what you see on TV or social media. Like, come up with
your own formula.
Your own formula.
It's your marriage.
That's yours. It's not. The others or what you see on the paper.
Right.
So, we have beautiful family, 2 kids.
Yeah.
Our son is in New York and our daughter's here. And now we're grandparents.
Yeah.
That was the 30s. That was life changing.
That was an evolution. That was an evolution
right
for you. Yeah.
That was evolution.
That's what's up, man. So boom, we merge into the 40s.
Yeah.
The 40s is, of course, I'm on my last year of the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
You got you a couple more in it.
Mm-hmm.
You got you a few more in it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, in this what, 6? You 46, right?
47.
47. Yeah. We 2 years apart. So, in this 7 years of your 40s, of course you've been glad. You've been selling, you know what I'm saying, because it seemed like you done caught a hold to the reins and you moving. But is it something in that time that
I say 2 more things.
2 more already?
Well, one, I started to get a lot more involved in community.
Mm-hmm.
Started serving on different boards and things like that. Like I served on the board for a charter school. I served on there 12 years.
Okay.
Normally you do 1-2 years, but I served. We founded the school, and then I served as the board chairman for all 12 years.
Really?
I literally am rolling off the end of July.
Okay.
So accomplished all my goals in that space. Built the school all the way out from K through 5. Now we got pre-K also. But the last thing I wanted to do was buy the building, and we bought the building from Shelby County about 2 months ago.
What school?
Vision Prep. It's over in South Memphis.
Vision Prep.
Yep. So to kind of make it full circle, that school was supposed to be in Whitehaven. I had joined with the plans of opening that school in Whitehaven, and it being a way for me to give back where I grew up at.
Okay.
Buildings fell through, and we landed in South Memphis, but I still stayed there.
Stayed in the mix.
Yeah, stayed in the mix. And then, I've served on Young Wall Street Board, which is a financial literacy board, Benjamin Hook's social change over at University of Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I serve on Ford 901. And then I was a long-standing member at, Common Street, Baptist Church.
Okay.
Most people don't. Well, some people know this, but most don't. But I taught Bible study, youth Bible study, for over 10 years. Every Wednesday,
I didn't know that.
So my friends, Ken and all them, they know on Wednesdays leave Marvin alone.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday, I was teaching Bible study to youth. And those kids I still talk to those kids from there. So through that, because William Watson was a big influence on me. He was co-pastor at Common Street. Now he has his own church in Jackson. So in doing that, man, it's one of those things where, of course, I can throw a good party, but the second part is I'm spiritually grounded.
Yeah.
I heard a kid say one time, I might not know geometry, but I know the Bible.
Uh-huh.
So that's when I really got into that community side. It really started in my 30s, but
I was just gonna say, did you come up in the church?
Yep. Came up in church in Hernando, Pleasant Hill. Came up in that church, really a bunch of churches.
Right.
That was my mom's church. Then my dad's church is Second Baptist in Coldwater. We still go there as well.
Okay.
Pastor Givens he a Nuke now, he a Kappa as well.
Okay.
He just joined like 2 years ago. He was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. But he always wanted to do it. And then
I heard that.
Paul's church, Paul's parents are both pastors. So
Okay.
I also used to visit their church, the Healing Center. So church has always been
in the mix somewhere.
It's in the mix. Yeah. So that was also a way that, Paul and I, connected.
Yeah.
Along with our other friends. So church has always been in the mix, but Common Street, I still talk to Pastor Eddie, when I get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, every Wednesday, man, I was locked in. About 25, 30 kids in there, and then we started doing a youth program on Sunday service. Like, I was there every Wednesday and Sunday.
Wednesday and Sunday.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, y'all didn't know that. I bet y'all didn't know that about old Marvin.
Yeah,
I definitely didn't know that. I didn't know that.
A lot of my, like, Ken, Dave, and Mac and all them,
they knew
because they were doing Unwind Wednesday.
Okay, and you wasn't in that mix. Okay,
I never was in the mix, but that never would really come.
Yeah,
because I was at church.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. And they do not even be looking for you. They like
they know,
like,
no, don't even look for them. So that was like very instrumental. And then the second thing is Paul taking on this mayor role, running for it.
Yeah, that's yeah. Now that's something I didn't really think about. Being the friend to, and not just a friend, a really close friend to a mayor candidate at the time.
Yeah.
Were you part of the campaign?
Hell yeah. Like I've been vetting Paul my whole life.
Really?
Like we've been, developing and knowing each other, for over 20-something years.
So once you knew when he was gonna run, you knew
We had a meeting to discuss it years before. We met downtown. Him, myself, Michael Hooks, who runs All World Project Management, attorney, Corbin Carpenter, and it was like one other individual.
Yeah.
And he was talking through, at this time, he was president of Downtown Commission, DMC. And, we were talking through it. And I was like, man, there's no debate. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Talking through the pros and cons. Attorney Carpenter, his dad ran back in the day, so he had a viewpoint. Michael Hooks, Benjamin Hooks is his great granddad.
Okay.
The Hooks, they have a long-standing history here, so he giving his input. But I walked away from the meeting. I'm like, bro, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, go.
Let's go. And then we set up more exploratory conversations with larger audiences, 30, 40 people. You want to get community views, and you want to get your friends views. You also want to explain to them
what you're doing
and why you're doing it. So we started all this way before the campaign piece came around. This was a conversation for over 3 years. So it wasn't.
It was just on the fly. Like, hey man, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna run for mayor.
Wasn't on the fly. Because the thing is, Paul's an engineering major. He stuck it out. I was like, nah,
okay,
I'm done with it. But when we came back here, he started getting more into like city planning and urban development. So he actually left Memphis for a year and went to New York.
Okay.
And when he went to New York, I took over his lease so he could go to New York. He had an apartment downtown, and he was like, man, I got this lease. I said, I got it. I said, man, I'll move in. You go do that. And he moved. I took over the lease, and he got that experience that he needed.
Right.
And came back. And so when people talk about certain things, I've been watching his career.
You've been front row.
I've been front row watching. So he moved back and started working for this guy, Archie Willis.
Mm-hmm.
I went and met Archie's wife. I went to their company to understand what they were doing.
Yeah.
So Paul took me through there, met them, and I'm like, okay. Then he went and worked for, Mayor Luttrell in the county.
Okay.
So I've watched all of this.
Yeah.
So when they got to this exploratory meeting, I'm like, dude, I've been watching for 20 years.
Yeah,
like,
you already know what's
I know
going on.
this is the trajectory. If you don't do this, what's
what you
next?
doing?
What you doing?
Yeah, if you don't do that, what you doing?
Because the thing is, he's not a politician.
Mm-hmm.
He's a person.
I can see that.
He's not. He's a person that gets stuff done.
Yeah.
And so we had an exploratory conversation. It's like, dude, let's do it. So when the campaign rolled around, it was really, cool to see him because I've seen him in that dynamic anyway.
Okay.
Speaking and being passionate about, wanting some things. And he hired, the right people, put the right people in place. And it's funny, man. People don't know this, but when these, people call you and be like, I need you to give, there's a person standing right next to them saying, you didn't act aggressive enough. You didn't do this. Literally, the person he hired said, pull out your phone. How many contacts you got? 1,000. You're going to call all 1,000. Yeah. You're going to ask them for some money. And if he was too,
friendly
about it,
don't be
so
gentle.
he hung up the phone, she was on him.
Yeah, call him back.
Call him back.
Yeah.
So, the way they did the campaign, we did fundraisers outside of Memphis. We did New York, Atlanta. I went down to the one in Atlanta, Nashville. We did, California, you name it.
Because he knew the money, he couldn't raise it here, huh?
You could raise it here.
Or it takes longer.
We went to school in Tennessee. Our network is countrywide when people graduate college. So we hit the whole network.
Yeah.
So we got friends in Atlanta. We all went to that. New York, we got friends in Nashville.
Right.
We doing fundraisers wherever we got friends.
Connections.
Yeah. Everywhere. So when people looked at the financial giving list, they like, man, who are these people? Like, we wanted to tap into the whole network. So it's funny, his, base of people that gave have now been sold to other candidates. So these candidates are calling people, and this is Paul's best friend that live in New York. Hey,
like,
our friend
man,
Ricky, like, man, this dude
Why is
Lowry
he
just
trying-
called me. Like, so, the whole campaign trail, man, but there were times it really was, testy.
Yeah. What was your position?
Man, it's funny, man. I did fundraisers, door knocked, literally walked in Whitehaven, knocking door to door, asking for votes, supporting. Public rallies, we doing everything. We
So
setting
you
up,
pretty much was just
man,
all around
all
available,
aspects.
like whatever's necessary.
Calling. We put up signs one day, 100 degrees. We all around the city putting up signs.
Yeah.
Whatever was
That's
needed.
what the friendship is about right there.
Yeah, whatever. It's funny, man. This guy I saw downtown, he said, man, that must really be your friend because you going like Harvard. He's like, man, I would want my friend
To go
to
like
support
that,
me
yeah.
like that. I said, man, I know dude. And I
Right.
know he's the right candidate. So as we got closer, man, we saw the polling numbers and that he was ahead. Then we knew he was going to become a target.
Oh,
When you become that target, everybody, Harrington and all, that's when they start targeting ads at you, and that's when things got,
right.
Well, people just mudslinging is unnecessary.
Yeah.
And so that's when things kind of got, to the point where we're like, man, we ready for this, get this over with. But the night of the election, man, I had already ran the numbers.
Oh, so you pretty much already knew.
I knew, like, when they put out the early voting numbers, day of, one of those candidates would have to win every location 4-1.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't mathematically
Possible for it to happen. I get it.
So when I went back to him, I'm like, it's over. He's like, no. I said, Paul, I done ran the numbers in my head.
Don't even worry about it.
This goes back to us in geometry.
Right.
Because he was like, I should have known. He was like, so what did you come up with? I said 4-1. It has to be 4 or 5-1 at every poll. He said it's 4-1. They would have to have every 4 votes to my 1 to beat me now. So I had the number, because I also had the number of registered voters. I had the number of how many was targeted. Like, all these numbers was...
It's already there. So,
So
you
when
can
I
calculate it. Your
already
count
calculated.
is different. Yeah, your count is
I
totally
already
different.
calculated. Like, they published early voting numbers, and I went back there and said, man, we did it.
Yeah.
And he was looking like, I said, Paul, I know the numbers.
Yeah, the numbers, yeah.
He looked at me and said, my team told me the same thing. He was like, but he knows that's how I think.
That's your expertise.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's y'all. But both of y'all competed on that level.
Yeah,
so
we
you already
competing
knew.
at that level. So that was fun to go through it. And like now, we talk through, we have spirited debates about, things that are going on, like when the National Guard was coming.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff people, just don't know.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that leaders are born in the room, not in front of a mic telling, stuff. Leaders are in the room cooking.
Yeah.
And we went to see Isley Brothers live in the park, and after that, we debated at his house about 4 hours. And it wasn't even a debate. It just was, man, this is what's really going on.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, you just don't have all the information. Like, you can go on television and talk crazy to Donald Trump if you want.
Right.
He is the most retaliatory person you're going to ever run into.
Yeah.
So if you still have family in Chicago, that mayor was going at him, and he literally took 60-70% of their Hispanic population.
Yeah, ISIS, they sent them for Minneapolis, Minnesota, too. They did that out there.
The more defiant you are with them in certain things, it's not the mayor's decision anyway.
Yeah.
Once he got the governor to say yes, it's a wrap. You can't fight it. Yeah. You just got to figure out how to use them.
Yeah.
So we have those conversations. Then we also try to make sure he has conversations that are normal.
Right.
Every
day for the everyday people.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So we try to make sure we talk about music,
real life.
Life. He gonna come through for every family, event. Everything. Like, he gonna birthday. Like, he was running around all this stuff, but he made sure he came, by my house Sunday. Like, happy birthday, brother.
Yeah.
And then eventually came out tonight, but he is a brother to me.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I know, and it's just it was crazy to see it as it was unfolding, and people kind of put you in, people put you as like a family member at one point. They were like, they some kin, that's Marvin cousin. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing everything. So, not even though I'm knowing I can talk directly to you and find out, but I found out later that y'all were really friends. And then to get here now to know how far y'all friendship, how detailed, how far it goes back,
It goes
and how,
way
you know what I'm
back.
saying? So to see it now, it's clear, it's understood. Like, okay, it all goes together.
His father was like a second father.
Yeah,
I had my father, and then
yeah,
when I met his dad, it was like, man, I have
a different kind of
because
guy too.
I love that dude. Like,
Yeah.
him and I were like this, and when he passed, it's one of the things that I was able to say that, man, I'm blessed to have had two fathers on earth,
Yeah,
two different people that give me, perspective.
yeah, yeah.
Because he did a lot of mental awareness counseling. So his dad,
his
did,
dad
mom,
did. Yeah,
So every time he talking to me about, like, we'll sit in there and start talking about something totally different. That's the relationship I would have with his
yeah.
father. So it is way more than just what people
The surface,
see
what
on the
people see on the
outside. Yeah,
surface. Yeah.
like when his kids were born, I was there.
Wow.
In the hospital room, got freaked out because they was doing it. Like, they been doing it here. Like, and on the flip side, when my grandson was born, Paul's family was the first family that came to the hospital to see him. So, and my other friend Kevin, but we're brothers.
Brothers.
When it come down to it,
Yeah.
the mayor, it's his job.
Right.
And I'm just here to support him. It's not like he gonna tell me what to do at my job. But if he asks, we give him the unfiltered, truth.
Yeah.
And
that helps him make a
helps him.
logical decision,
Yeah.
I'm sure, because y'all pretty much his intel. Y'all pick up all the intel for him because you boots on the ground. You out there in
boots on the ground. Like,
yeah.
he has a team, of course. The city of Memphis. They're in the same building. Breathing the same air.
Yeah.
I'm out here
You
in
out
different
here
spaces, and so
I
give a
mean,
different
all different. From the corporate realm, the social realm, you got your hands in all of that. So you definitely can give him a different angle of looking at it as from the people.
From the people, and it's funny. Like, so after we had that debate about the National Guard coming here, I brought him to the barbershop.
Uh-huh.
Marcus all set up.
Yeah.
A conversation in the barbershop, and I, invited, women, men.
Yeah.
And he came in and gave an unfiltered, detailed breakdown of everything.
Of what's going on.
The whole shop was like, we just didn't know all these things. But when you have, to your point, a friend with boots on the ground in social settings, hey man, you need to come,
to this.
Come to this.
Yeah. And he can trust you. He can trust your judgment. He know exactly where you know what I'm saying, coming from. So you ain't gonna put him in harm's way.
You ain't gonna put him in harm's way. It's the same barbershop I took him to on the campaign trail.
Yeah.
When they did Clippers with the cops, I brought him. I brought him there. And so it's one of those things. When the National Guard, it was more than just that.
Yeah.
Because right after that, the city had to go to the state of Tennessee, which ultimately was going to Trump and asking for funding.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to use the National Guard and ICE, but what he did was he made ICE have to unmask.
Okay.
You can't come and do your, deportation and all this stuff with masks. So that reduced the amount of Hispanics that they went after here. People don't, when they say he worked with them, he's working with them to help us.
Yeah.
When you got, quote unquote, this task force here, he had asked for these resources before then.
Okay.
And Trump was like, I'll give you the resources if the MPD does my ice work instead. MPD ain't got time to be doing that. So
Right.
he said no. But when he basically went on TV and said, we send the National Guard there, you got to now work. That's what leaders do.
Yeah.
You know, you get on
Now
TV.
you got to adjust.
You got to adjust. But
Yeah.
the second part of that, what people don't understand, that funding meeting, that money is money that's being used to keep the Grizzlies here.
Wow.
That's the part people don't know. When the Grizzlies just re-signed the lease and the things that they're asking for in those deals, that money is not coming from the base of our tax dollars. That money's coming through some state level things. Same thing with Bill Lee and the football stadium in Nashville.
Okay.
Some of that money comes through federal funding to do development work and improve the city.
Yeah.
So he in a space where National Guard come here and people are like, hey, you need to stand up to that. Yeah, I can stand up, but the governor done already agreed.
Yeah, ain't nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So let me use these people. Get these bad
take
offenders out of
advantage
here.
of-
Let me protect my Hispanic people at the same time.
Yeah.
But then let me also go and get us funding to keep a sports team here that gives young people hope.
Right.
That's the part. Literally, that January is when people had to go to the state and ask for money. That's what the mayor's job is.
Right.
And I think a lot of people just
Don't know.
I say it all the time. You have an intellectual mayor in an emotional city.
That's a fact.
People are very emotional. Even with AXI, it wasn't his idea.
AXI. What's that?
Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
That deal was on the
yeah.
table before he came here.
Right.
And it's like, you
Ain't
think he
nothing-
came
yeah.
up with this? No.
Right.
So
Because it don't benefit him at
it
all.
does not. Like,
it
at
don't
all.
benefit him
And
at all.
All these things that he has to do go through city council. It's a check balance thing. But, it's just so many things behind the scenes. He's like, man, people just don't have all the facts.
They don't know, yeah.
They just don't know. So imagine you go on TV and, go off on Trump about, the National Guard, and then you go and ask for
right.
X $1 million.
And he'd be like, nah.
Because let's say the Grizzlies like, we out of here.
Right.
That's part,
You gotta work with them. That's the behind the scenes that people don't understand.
Don't. So when he told Chicago, I'm pulling your funding for your schools for these programs, that's how he is. So it's a lot that goes into it. I pray for Paul a lot.
Yeah.
Try to keep him balanced.
Yeah.
And just also, give him what I hear, from different people, and then bring him into situations where he can explain.
Yeah. To the people that matter,
To
at
the
least.
people that matter.
Yeah, getting into a few people that matter.
Yep.
You can't always cover the masses, but getting into the few people that
Getting
matter
into a
can
few
make
spaces,
it can definitely make a difference.
It can make a difference, man.
Yeah.
So that's why he, the mayor, but he's my brother.
Yeah.
And all things are good, all things are bad. This
It's still rocking
this is
with
who
it. Yeah.
I'm rocking with. Like all of our friends, man.
Yeah.
That's what we've been ingrained in since we've
Right.
been friends.
For sure.
Now 32,
Yeah.
33 years.
You can't break that bond.
Cannot
Can't break that bond. Ain't no position that can break that bond. For sure.
I just had to learn to start, I ain't take it personal with some people.
Yeah, but I know
they
you
say
want to
stuff.
defend him in a way
Yeah.
that a friend would.
Yeah, that a friend would.
But you can still defend Paul Young, but you can't defend the mayor.
That's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
his job.
Yeah, you can't defend the mayor.
Yeah.
You can defend Paul Young
Yeah.
all day, but you can't defend Mayor Paul Young.
Two different
entities.
Two different things. That's like me talking about your haircutting space.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah,
job.
it's two different places.
Two
yeah.
different
Two different spaces, man.
So
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm proud of him though, man.
Yeah, big shout out to Mayor Paul Young, man. I salute him, man. I just actually it's funny. I ain't never even tell nobody, man. A couple people in the gym done. This done happened to me on three different occasions. Man, you look like the mayor. For real, man. I be like, damn, for real? Man, I thought you was the mayor over here. I literally, this happened to me 3 times at Crunch Fitness over the time since he been in office. I done had 3 people come to
I
me
mean,
at
you got the
gym.
glasses and the beard.
Yeah, and a few people that called me like that, man. Walked up. I thought the mayor was in here, man. He looked like the mayor. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Somebody else told me that. I done had this happen on three different occasions at the same place.
I can see that.
For real, man. So shout out to Mayor Paul Young, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I love it. We gonna keep on with you though, Marvin. We got a little bit more to go, man.
Okay.
Give me something that, and we're going back into your childhood, right? Tell me something that you believed as a child that you found out once you became an adult that it wasn't true.
How do I frame this?
Yeah, I done heard a lot of different ones.
I think I thought this goes back to church. I thought, all preachers were, I wouldn't say perfect, but
Yeah,
perfect.
I know what you mean.
And I thought that all churches had the same kind of goals in reference to, the community and how they, give back. So
Right.
as I've gotten older, pastors definitely are not
Yeah,
perfect.
they are not.
And when I got really involved in the church, I started seeing, the inner workings of it. And some of it, was very good. And then some of it is very, eye-opening and alarming.
Yeah.
So it really, for me, it's just I have to have that relationship with God and not look at, one of those individuals to think that, they're perfect. They're human.
Right, they are.
When it's all said and done. But as a kid, I was looking at like, 'cause I was raised in,
you thinking the church, the pastor, or just the church folks, or you think they exempt.
I think they exempt, man.
Yeah, they exempt. They don't do that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But as I started to see things, I was like, oh. So, I taught the youth for years, and then one night I see one of the adults in there that never comes back there, and he talking to one of the young ladies. I'm like, so this time, my car was like Uber. I'm taking kids home. I was coaching basketball. I coached basketball for 12 years.
Yeah.
I'm vested. And kids like, hey man, Marvin, he be coming getting her on the weekend. It's one of the pastors. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, he come get her from our house and then bring her back like the next day before her mama come get her. And I'm just like, wow. So I informed,
Yeah, you let the people know.
Leadership. And nothing was done.
Oh, they just swept it under the rug.
Under the rug, man. He was going to a prestigious school and, won't want to mess up XYZ.
Wow.
And so I was like, what?
And you that's so far fetched for you coming from how you think.
Way far fetched.
You thinking like, ain't no way they gonna let this slide.
And they let it slide. And the assistant pastor that I told like a couple years later, a young lady lied and accused him of flirting with her. And they made him go.
Wow.
So
because he didn't meet the qualifications as the other individual.
Very different. So I was like, man, these people are definitely imperfect, but it just made me look at the idea of going to church and all that. I just look at it differently.
Right,
now.
right. You know better.
I know these people are human.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So I have to plant my faith in, the good book and
the higher power. Yeah. Yeah, you can't go off what they do.
Can't go off what they do, man.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. I hadn't had that one. I've had some good ones, man. I've had one lady said, I said, tell me something you believed as a child that you found out wasn't true. And she said, the story my mama told me about my daddy. I was like, whoa. She broke that down. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you get the common thing. They say, man, family always got your back and all that type of stuff. You know, stuff like that. But I done heard some deep ones, but I hadn't heard that one. So basically,
Because I got more than that church, man.
yeah, the church ain't always what it seems.
Yeah, people have to really have their spiritual relationship with God. Like,
And I heard somebody say before too, just outside of this element, the church ain't God.
the church ain't.
You know, that's coming from one of my partners. He one of them guys that has studied different religions.
Different religions.
And he got in deep into it. Okay, I don't want to be that, and got deep into another. He done studied multiple religions, and that's one of his sayings. Man, the church ain't God, because you know people would always come with, you need to go to church. Man, the church ain't God. I need to go to God.
Yeah, you need to go. God, you gotta have those
Yeah,
conversations.
he'll send me to church.
He'll
He'll
send me to
give me
church.
the word church I need to be. But yeah, I need to go to God. So that term really resonates with what you're saying, man. The church is not God.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, man. I pulled my questions up. I want to get in my bag because I don't want to. I want to make sure I get it. Tell me, what was something that throughout your life that you felt had a hold on you, like a vice?
Drinking.
Drink, really? You know, I got your water right there too.
Yeah, I say,
Oh yeah.
and I only socially drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't drink during the week. You know, just
Okay. Yeah, that's
just
how I
letting
am
them
too. I
know.
only drink out when I'm out
I only
hanging or
drink
something.
when I'm
Yeah.
out. And liquor is not my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 times out of 10, you'll see me drinking wine, or I used to drink a lot of beer,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I have to really watch, my intake with alcohol.
Yeah.
One of the things that I saw with my dad was alcohol turned him into a different person. Even if you go back to the story I told you about when I came home from work,
Yeah.
he was outside, drunk.
He was drunk at the
But
time. Yeah.
when I first started drinking, I drank what he drank, emulating that.
Yeah.
So I really, these days, like every year, at the beginning of the year, I fast. It'll be 30, 40, days. Alcohol is one of the ones that, I cut out.
Yeah.
And so I really, am thoughtful of managing that particular vice, That liquor, I just trying to stay away from. I may take a, shot, this, that, another, but for the most part, it just hasn't put me in
In a good space.
good space.
Yeah.
And so, I try to really manage that. That becomes difficult when you are a social person. That part of the event you have is alcohol.
Yeah.
But I've learned to really
Manage it.
a lot better. Devin will be the first to tell you, like, man, you don't drink the way you. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, you used to
You got responsibilities, man.
Yeah, you used to sip. You used to sip some. You mess around, be on top of the bar.
Yeah, I mess around, be dancing on the bar and all kind of shit. But
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I have to be,
That's just evolution, though.
It's
That's
evolution.
just
It's
evolving
evolution.
as a man. That's what that is.
and
And becoming aware.
it's coming up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would make certain decisions, and I wake up next day like, man, what in the world are you thinking? But now, over time, I've learned how to really, like, my friends, they drink, all this bourbon. I can't drink none of that. I'm not drinking none of that.
Yeah.
Give me a good red wine.
I brought the kettle one just because, just in case. I was like, he probably.
That's one. That's one. Liquor that I do drink, and so that vice has been something that is within my family.
Yeah.
And seeing what it has done in the past and seeing some of the mistakes that I've made.
It ties to that.
It ties to it. As I said before, I learned good and bad from my dad.
Yes.
And I saw that with him, and then tried to emulate it like an idiot. And then
thinking you can do it better.
Yeah,
than
thinking I
him.
can do it better. And then as time goes on, I'm like, man, I can't.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
gonna
hang
end up.
like that.
It gonna get you like it got him. That's what it does.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
like, it's just I can't do it. So it's just being mindful, being responsible, and
that's real.
Watching my body because my dad also smoked.
Okay.
And so one thing that I never do is smoke. He ended up needing a lung transplant.
Really?
In the end. Yeah.
He smoked cigarettes.
He smoked cigarettes.
Okay.
As we were growing up, and that was one of the things I was like, and seeing what it did to him.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll never, never pick up anything like that, man. I tried hookah, and I'm telling you, next day I'm sick as a dog.
Yeah.
So, those are things that I saw. Yeah, one, I tried to emulate. Now I, totally different in how I move.
It ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work. And the smoking thing, when I saw that he needed he couldn't even make it to my sister's graduation because he had, oxygen machine.
Really?
It just couldn't move around.
It took him down that bad.
And he passed away. He was only 56.
Really?
So, these were it started when he turned 50. So it just, man, you look at those genetics, and you can't beat.
You can't beat them. Yeah, you cannot
beat
them genetics, man. It's so, and you learn that even when you talking about working out. I know you went through that. You went and got in the gym. You can work out and diet like somebody tell you, and it may not work for your body.
It may not work for your body.
Yeah, it's everybody has a different genetic makeup, man, and it requires you to adhere to that
particular one
for you to get with the results that you're looking for.
And I know this my daddy, so I'm
like,
I know certain things. I just
you know what's coming with that. If your dad, it's the same for me, for real. I totally agree with that, for real. You know what I wanted to ask you too, man. Out of your decisions you've made in life, what would you consider the one decision that changed your trajectory in life? If you had to pick one, what was that one decision that changed?
Moving back to Memphis.
Really? Mm-hmm. After college?
After college. So I graduated in December of 2001.
Okay.
I didn't move back until a year later.
So you tried to not come back.
I tried to not come back.
Okay.
Having conversation, like one of our friends, he was like, man, I feel like going back home is a step back in life. I didn't look at it like that. I just was like.
But that put that little.
It put a little nugget in there.
Yeah.
But once I graduated, I stayed in Knoxville, and I really was looking. I was trying to go to New York, North Carolina, you name it.
Yeah,
I was
trying to make a move. Yeah.
I was trying to make a move, or whatnot. And eventually, I said, man, I'm just going to go back home. Pack my stuff up. One of my friends came, got me, came back home. Applied for a job, and then got the job in December, started in January.
Uh-huh.
So changed the whole trajectory of where I thought I was
you were
headed and where I ended up. Because staying here, it has made me want to give back to this city way more in the way. Like when I say, hey, I started doing these different service projects, church, things like that. I'm a product of this.
These your people.
These my people.
Yeah.
So it changed my total trajectory in life, man. Because at first I was gonna be
you're gonna be somewhere.
I'm gonna be
go
somewhere
to one of the major cities and try to stay out the way. Yeah.
Stay out the way, and do something totally different.
And the friend, you said a friend of yours, didn't mean to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
That friend of yours was saying if you go back to Memphis, it's like a step back.
Yep.
Where did he end up?
Man, funny enough, he went to Australia.
Wow.
He went to Australia.
Oh, he for real. He meant what he said.
He went to Australia. Then he went to Atlanta, and today he in Memphis.
Okay, he made his way back too.
Made his way back. And one of the stories that Paul tells on the campaign trail is that
Really?
he told all of us it was a step back. Paul came back before I did.
Okay.
You know, and one of our other friends came back before I did. He was like, "Man, that's just a step back.
Right,
I don't see
okay.
how y'all doing that." And fast forward to now, he's here.
He's here, yeah.
And when we were on the campaign trail, Paul told this story to say, "I chose Memphis.
Yeah.
You know, I came back
Because you could have went anywhere in the
went
world.
anywhere." It goes back to when he went to New York for that
Yeah.
year. He could have stayed, you know, but he decided, "No, I want to come back and what I
Use
learned,
yeah.
I'm gonna use it here."
That's
And
real.
so that really changed like all of our lives, like when we came back here.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you came back. It's one thing to come back, but it's what you do when you come back.
What you do.
What you do when you come back makes the difference. But yeah, if you come back and just sit down, yeah.
You know, you're a lump of log.
Yeah, you can't do that. But if you coming back to be Marvin Todd or to be Mayor Paul Young, that's a real reason to come back.
And then when forging relationships like with Devin,
Yeah.
people that were already
You got connections.
got connections.
Yeah, you got
You know.
connections. So, and not saying you wouldn't have had them if you went to New York or North Carolina, but you had to create those.
I would have had to create those from.
You got these
I got
already
these
here.
already.
You know,
I
what I'm
grew
saying?
up with me and Coco been friends since 7th grade.
Yeah,
I literally used to go in they hood and hoop against them.
yeah,
So I went over to everybody went Lanier, Fairleigh. One of our classmates that went to Freeman with me, I had my mama drop me off every Saturday, and I went in they hood and hooped against them.
yeah,
The only one that would come over there. And that's how I became friends with Coco,
yeah.
Curtis, and all them.
And then y'all end up Kappa.
Y'all
Y'all
end up
in the same fraternity
Same,
too. Yeah,
same fraternity, same industry.
same
you know?
industry. Yep,
Yeah, so
intertwined.
that friendship goes back to 7th grade. People don't know that. Like,
Yep,
I've
that's
known
crazy.
Coco since 7th grade. He's like a brother to me. Like,
Yeah.
He'll call me right now. What up, cornball? But that's how we
Yeah,
talk.
that's how I talk shit,
You
yeah.
know, that's how we talk to each other.
Yeah.
But he would tell you, he was like, "Man, we have more respect for you. You came in the hood and hooped in our hood
Yeah,
and won.
and
You know?
go
know?
back home.
Yeah, won some games over there. But
Yeah,
that's where those friendships
relationships
and relationships
started,
started.
yeah.
So when I got back here, it was easy
yeah,
to be able to do business with Curtis. Curtis cut my hair.
yeah. He was
You
a
know,
barber
when
at
I
one
was in
point,
10th
yeah.
grade, you know. So most people don't know he started out as a barber.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
talked about that at the Power 30 the other night
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
so
he talked about being
That's
a
how
barber.
he came up. I was over there today when he saved $5,000. He was like, "I hit $5,000."
Yeah,
You know, so these relationships are, long-standing
long-standing
relationships, man. Yeah, like been knowing these people for
Yeah. That's
majority of my
powerful, man.
life, man.
That's powerful right there. I like that. I like that.
So moving back here, man, it was the good right thing.
It was the right
It was
thing
the right
for you,
thing.
yeah. And it was a good thing that you didn't let that deter, even though you say it took you about a year to make that decision. But once you made it, you came here and
Man,
took off.
Took off, man. Moved back with my mom. It was just her and I at first. And once I started working, we literally split the bills 50-50.
Wow.
I paid half the mortgage, light bill,
Wow.
phone bill. And my mom actually gave me her and my dad's old room.
Yeah.
So I, had their room. She moved into another room, and we were
Living as roommates.
living like roommates, man. Like
Mom and son living like roommates.
I bought a car, and we 50-50
That's
in
beautiful,
usage of the car. Then eventually I brought my older sister back, and then but when I first moved back, man, she didn't even have to ask.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna start.
I'm gonna cover half.
I'm gonna cover
yeah.
half this. I'm gonna cover half that. We were.
But you came from already support.
I had already been doing that.
Yeah,
when I was,
yeah. But you was in
17.
high school, yeah. So you'd already know how to show back up, man. I'm coming like this time,
Yep.
yeah.
So we were,
And your pops had passed on by then.
he hadn't moved out still. He stayed,
Oh
moved
yeah,
out.
yeah. You say he was 50.
Once he moved out when I was 17, he stayed.
Yeah, he stayed
He
gone.
moved in.
Yeah.
He was living in South Memphis at the time.
Yeah.
So, but at the time we had a relationship though.
Right.
You
Y'all
know,
like back
he took
in,
me
yeah.
to get my first, car.
Okay.
You know, he went give me all the, tea that he could.
Yeah, yeah.
And I appreciated that.
For
And,
sure, for sure.
But it me coming back here and then I was able to really help my mom get
Yeah.
back reestablished. I got established here, and that, to this day, my wife says all the time, I just wish your mom could live with us. And I'm just like, she likes living
She
in
like
Mississippi.
having her own thing. Yeah.
Well, she lives with my sister, and my sister has a son,
Okay.
and so they
work it out. It
they
works.
they
Yeah.
best, like my nephew and my mom are like best friends.
Okay.
She tells me all the time, I don't want to leave him.
She right there rocking with him.
And it's like me,
Uh-huh.
she.
That's her. That's her. Another.
That's another me.
Another
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom and I are incredibly close.
Yeah. That's what's
Her
up.
phone is on my phone.
Yeah.
I got her location. She,
You know
she don't
she
even
is.
know how I turned it on. But
Right.
but she's been there through
Do it all.
it all.
That's what's up, man.
Up and down. She's been there.
That's what's up. That's what I wanted to ask you next, man. Tell me, what makes Marvin Todd happy, man? Just the simple things. What make Marvin Todd happy?
The ability to be able to do for those around me. To be able to take care of my family.
Yeah.
And be able to put a smile on my kids' face.
Yeah.
And to be able to help my mom, those are the things
That's
that
powerful.
truly make me like happy.
Yeah.
It is not easy,
Right. It's a big responsibility.
It's a big responsibility, and
yeah.
When my family is able to do what they need, and I'm able to, provide.
Yeah.
That's all I need, because you got to see on the flip. When my dad stopped working, he basically said to hell with it. I remember he told my mom, I ain't paying the house no more. I'm just going to, he literally just sat there, every day.
Oh, this before he left?
This is before he left.
Okay.
So before he left for 2 years, he didn't work. 2-3 years, he just, I ain't working.
Yeah.
And so I saw that.
Right.
So when I started working at 16, I wasn't thinking, hey, I'm going to start helping out the house. I just saw certain things, and I'm like, all right, here, Mom, here, this is what I can do at this particular time. So that, goes back to what I learned from him, the good and bad.
Yeah.
That was a thing that I was like, Dad, you can never
the
let your
dudes
family
and don'ts.
down like that.
You can't do it. Yeah.
So I would never,
So that's stuck in your mind to make sure to not be that. I understand.
Stuck
that.
in my mind. Man.
I feel that too. I'm like that with my pops the same way. We got a good relationship, but I made a vow not to do what he did type deal.
Yep,
like
that's exactly where I looked at it from.
I'm like, I'm not gonna do what he did.
I'm not gonna do that, man.
Yeah.
Like you can't say, hey, my wife gonna pay for everything. She can get it, That's just,
and then I look at it in hindsight though, like learning evolution in life and learning mental health
mm-hmm.
and learning and this goes for anybody with their parents. You probably you'll kind of realize some of the things that you may have expected, they probably weren't capable.
They weren't capable.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing that they could have done about it. It's just they didn't get the tools.
They
before.
did not have the resources.
They didn't have the resource. So they get to that point. I use this terminology when I talk to young fathers. I say it's easy to be a father to a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. All you gotta do is give them everything they want, let them play.
Yep.
Then you get a kid that as they start growing, it requires more.
Oh, a lot more.
You know what I'm saying? Then as they start understanding and living life, it requires more.
Even more.
So some of our parents, father, mother, wherever they fell short as far as what, like you said, the resources or the things their parents were able to give, they probably missed that with us.
They missed it.
So as we get older, we find out, even myself, like I said, I was a teenage father. Mm-hmm. So my oldest daughter saw an element of their father that my baby girl ain't never even seen.
Two different.
You know what I'm saying?
Two different
Yeah,
years.
it's two different
different
dudes.
shades.
Yeah, for real. They like,
different.
oh no, she could tell her that about daddy then, and she like, what? Daddy, what? You know what I'm saying? It's so far fetched. And that's why it's about giving your parents grace. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great thing that y'all went through what y'all went through and was able to overcome it, because some people don't.
They do not.
And I commend your mom for understanding that. She said, "No."
I didn't think she would do that.
Yeah, because it sounds like it was about it started about her. Like you defended her.
Yep.
So she understood him though.
Yeah, she did.
That's what it was. She knew what man he was. So she was
and it
able
hurt
to,
him to not have communication with me.
With your son. Yeah, nah, that's gonna be a problem. So for your mom to see that and understand that, and I'm sure that helped the man you became. Because if you had that anger towards your father throughout these years, who's to say you would have became the man you are?
I would have been different.
You would have been different.
Holding on to that kind of anger and not having that kind of relationship. Like throughout college, he was the most supportive.
Yeah.
Like he was a totally different person then.
Yeah, but and like I said, it came with that grace because you gave him another chance to redeem himself.
Yep.
If I say so, because he knew he was wrong. Obviously, he can't make it and apologize.
He knew he was wrong.
He knew he was wrong, and in honor of that, to be a father and see your son, like, you know what, he that boy on point. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's like
he was so emotional and happy when I graduated.
Yeah.
Like we did Christmas at our grandparents' house, and he made a speech, and that's the proudest moment, in his life, because even though I was younger, I graduated before both my sisters.
What?
Yeah.
But you graduated early or something?
No.
They had
sister
problems.
Went to TSU and then left.
Okay.
Then,
you talking about college? Okay.
And then my other sister, she didn't go to college until like she was 23, 24. She waited.
Oh.
So for him, that was the first. Like his youngest and his son graduated first.
Yeah.
And so he was so proud.
That's powerful.
Came and paid for dinner. Like he was proud, man.
That's what's up, man.
It was full circle. Then.
Yeah, that's full circle right there. Yeah, that's really full circle. That leads me to my next question. Also, your vision for yourself as a man, as an entrepreneur, and of course, I know you've been planting seeds, and you've been doing your thing along the way. What's your vision for, say, the next 3 years? The next 3 years. Do you have a plan, or are you just continuing what you already have going, or do you have something in place, like a vision board or something in stone to, like, when I hit that mark, I want this?
It's that 50, target of when I hit 50. A couple things. One, I'll be retired from the party scene at that particular point. But going back to, the consulting company that, I'm really sort of go full speed into, I want to see that flourish in the next 3 to 5 years, where I'm not only consulting in Memphis, but also outside with different companies. My experience in, marketing and revenue management, things like that, is a valuable, commodity for companies that don't necessarily, need you past 2 years, which is fine with me. That gives me flexibility.
Right. Okay.
Anyway.
So you basically would come with a plan and then let them execute the plan.
Yep.
Then, okay, I'm good.
Then I'm gone.
You can walk away.
I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm a hired gun.
Yeah. They put the hit out. You come through and handle the business. Then you go on about your business.
Going on about my business. Because I've seen individuals come in and do that in my company at top dollar, and then go to, another company where you ain't necessarily got to do all the work yourself.
Okay.
You come up with the plan, tell them how to do it, get them started,
And then you can leave.
then I can leave. But I want that level of flexibility, and I want to really be able to, do something and call it all my own.
Okay. Yeah.
I have an entertainment company, but this is, different. Different thing for me. So, and I have a passion for it. So, and then there's some project management work that I'll do in other spaces, but I really want to come in and, help transform businesses, especially for people that look like us.
Yes.
That's where I want to be in the next 3 to 5 years. And then, I try to retire from events. And
they keep calling.
Man, I tried to retire in 2020.
Uh-huh.
That was going to be it for me. And the pandemic hit. Yeah. And when we came out of the pandemic, companies and businesses around here needed traffic.
Yeah.
And I remember 2021, Cinco de Mayo, we did at Carolina Watershed. I got pulled in by this guy named Connor. Rest in peace. He died a couple years ago, car accident. Wow. But he pulled me into that, and that's how I got back into
it.
Yeah, because I was like, man,
you was good.
I'm done. I'm done. But now I do things a little bit different anyway. Space things out, and then it also gave me some opportunities to, I had an opportunity to buy the weekend at one point.
Yeah.
Talk through it, went through all the pros and cons. That's always was a, dream of mine.
To own your own spot.
To own my own, but it wasn't a good deal for me.
Right.
And that's the part where the maturity comes in, because if they would have caught me in my 30s, I probably would have did it.
Just took it just on GP. Yeah, and you had that motion, though.
Yeah,
you had
the
motion. You had that motion for sure.
And as I looked at it closely, I was like, this ain't a good deal for me. So I passed on it.
Right.
Whatnot. So those have been goals, or whatnot, and been able to have those conversations and learn from it.
Right. Yeah. Even though you didn't take the deal, you understood. Yeah.
I understood. It, like my friends that I brought into the deal, they was like, "You smart." Like, because somebody else would have jumped.
They would have jumped on.
They would have jumped on it. And
you like, nah, I'm cool on that.
This ain't the deal for me. Like, there's something else God has in store for
you
me.
Felt that.
I felt it.
And that's being spiritually sound.
Oh, man. And looking at the numbers.
Yep, knowing them numbers too. Yeah, that definitely play a part in it. And the weekend, I don't know that. I know, of course, they had their own. It's a franchise or whatnot. But how we party. And this, I'm talking about grown folks. I say we party. It never did it for me.
It was a different, beast.
Yeah, it was.
It was a different beast, and to that point, they want to keep it, even in selling it to me, the weekend.
Oh,
and that was one of the things. I'm like, nah, I don't necessarily want it. I want it to be something a little bit different. Yeah. And the crazy part about that, Devin brought me into that. He was a part owner.
Okay.
So our friendship spans across different entities, different things.
Different opportunities coming. Yeah.
But he brought that to me. And I'm super appreciative and grateful.
Yeah. It just didn't fit though.
It didn't fit.
Didn't fit at all.
Didn't fit for me. Like, I commend you. You've set up your own.
Right.
If I would have did that, I couldn't work and do that.
Right. Yeah.
I would have to be 100%
in it.
And that, would have been.
It would have been complicated.
It would have been complicated for sure. Yeah. Especially, you feel like, man, this is good, but when you start looking at numbers, you're like, this gonna be a heavy lift.
And the time that's required.
The time required.
The time required makes a difference.
It makes a difference. So entrepreneur for me is a little bit different. It's the, of course I have a marketing company, but then when I started, consulting work, that's my entrepreneurial
That's where you feel.
Yeah, certain other entrepreneurs can have 3-4 restaurants, and that's their thing.
Yeah.
You know, kudos to them.
Right. Yeah. You're a visionary, so you can see, especially when it comes to them numbers.
I can see it.
You can see what's necessary.
I can see it
to get that business to that next level.
I can look at a room and tell you how much dollars is going to be spent by the end of the night.
Wow.
Like down to a science.
Wow.
Me and Tony Smith were doing these events, and I was doing the bar, and he was like, "Man, you have these down to a T. Like we walking out with zero inventory because I know how many people we're gonna have. I know what they're drinking. I know how many. I already know.
That's because you're in tune. You're paying attention to what's happening, and you're in tune.
I know how many pours in each bottle. Like I know.
You done did that, yeah.
And when I look at the room, I can tell you what 300 people gonna do versus 400, and on and on and on.
That's wild. That's a good skill, though, especially when you're in that field. That's a good skill to have, to be able to calculate and gauge what the night brings.
I know it before it happens, man, because
that's good.
When you start selling tickets and things like that, you know where
you got to know,
you know where you're
going to hit. You got to know where you hit it, yeah.
Man, it was one time I knew we weren't going to hit it, and I was like, man, we need to cancel this.
Really?
But the owner of the place was like, man, let's just move. I'll work with you on the back end. I was like, work with me, I don't see none of that on this contract.
Right.
So work with me is not on the contract. And so we went through with it, and we didn't hit our number. What was, alarming was that his workers were selling bottles personally. Like, hey, you want a bottle?
Wow.
Remember Redfish?
Yeah.
That place on Union, that place.
Yeah, on Union down there.
So I'm telling him, hell, this is the other reason we
missing our bread,
yeah. So that was my, out. On the back end. I was like, hey, this is about $2,000 stuff they selling out there because you don't want to carry it. They sell it themselves.
On the low.
On the low.
That ain't cool.
On the low. They had gotten used to how to
see how they saw the system.
They saw the system. They saw people that I brought what they were gonna pay for it, and they were like, all right, I'm gonna make me some money.
Yeah, give me some money. Yeah. Can't knock the hustle. Can't knock the hustle. That's how they do though.
But you're not finna get me.
You can't get you though. Yeah.
So
gotta work that out some kind of way.
Man, gotta work it out some kind of way. So I've seen these numbers. I've seen the profit margins. I've seen the overhead.
Yeah.
I commend people that are in it, but if people think it's easy and it's not.
Yeah, I definitely, I don't know why somebody would think it's easy. I mean, like you said, even throwing a party, you find out, man, it takes some work.
There's risk and costs associated.
Yeah, there's risk and costs associated with that. You got to be on point when you throw that party.
You got to be on point,
For real. I mean, if you got somebody you can partner with and collaborate with, that's beautiful. But if you don't, you better be on point.
You better be on point.
Because you will take an L.
Big L.
Yeah, you'll take an L for sure.
Big L. So, yeah, a couple years, man, I'll be out that.
You'll be out of the
game.
Yeah.
I'll still support people.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. Definitely be out of there.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. But tell me this, Marvin, is there anything, man, that you would want the world to know if they know nothing else about Marvin Todd, know this?
I think the biggest thing, man, is family and God is everything.
Yeah.
And my spiritual relationship and how I have a private, aspect of me, a private life.
Yeah. As social as you are.
Yeah, social as I am.
Yeah.
This private aspect of things that people, don't know. Like I was saying, taught Bible study.
Yeah.
Coached basketball at that same church 10, 12 years. So I've always just wanted to give back, to this particular community.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing to me is, man, just my family and God. People, I don't always put that on display.
Right.
Because I'm not one of those people that I want to pat on the back for, the work that I may do behind, the scenes. I see some people, they post everything. Hey, that's cool.
I'm with you.
That's just not, it's not me.
I feel you, man. It's more, you hold it more sacred. It's more sacred and near to your heart.
Definitely. Like,
family and God.
Folks didn't know I served on the board for 12 years anywhere, or
Had no
some
clue.
of these other things, man. So it's trying to do the work that
people don't see.
People don't see
the work that people don't see. That's really what's unique about it, because the work that they do see is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work too.
You know what I'm saying? So you think about the work they don't see, and then you find out, dang, he doing all of that behind the scenes. Yeah, that's what you call discipline and committed for sure.
Man, imagine you getting up in front of people teaching them about it every week.
Yeah.
So it's I missed that.
While doing social therapy.
While doing all and working.
Yeah, but ain't working at Fed, and you know what I'm saying.
And I got my master's while I was working.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't get my master's until I started working.
Okay.
So I did all. I've done these things,
in unison.
In unison.
That's what's up, man.
Because coming out of school, I thought that was enough.
Bachelor's.
I thought it was enough, and I saw people getting their masters. I'm like, whatever. But then once I moved into that space, where Paul moved out of, we went to New York, I had more time. I had my own space to be able to, study and do things. So I was like, let me do this. Yeah.
And that takes you into another.
Takes me to another
tax bracket,
another way of thinking.
Another way of thinking.
So,
man, you obviously had the discipline because you already, you done it. Yeah.
So it's my family has been supportive. I've learned from my family, good, bad.
Yeah.
And then through it all, man, I thank God that some of the situations I put myself in that I've survived.
You came out of.
Some of the situations I've been put in that are great, that is through the grace, of God.
No doubt.
So that's what people just don't know.
Don't know. They don't know. I want to ask you one more thing before we go, man. You had a relationship with Nick, man, Nick Scarfo.
Yeah.
Tell me just a little bit about that relationship, man. I think were you doing parties then?
I met Nick before.
You met him before then?
I met Nick before parties, man.
Yeah.
Nick came to my birthday celebration at one of my friends' condo.
Okay.
He was dating, a friend of mine who's also my coworker.
That's family, that cuz?
She family.
My cousin?
Alexis.
Yeah, that's cuz. Okay.
So Nick and I hit it off, like, immediately. Like, it's like we knew each other for years, man. And literally ended up hanging out every weekend. And the funny thing is, man, like, back in my 30s, still these days, I used to buy all these crazy shirts.
You were known for that.
I was known for that.
Having a wild shirt.
Wild shirt. I found the company that made all my shirts through Nick.
Really?
Nick traveled to London and went to this store and was like, man, this is a shirt you'll wear. And I said, send me the name of it.
For real?
Send me the name of it. It's literally based out of the UK. Like, people be asking where I get these shirts. I'm like, I get them from the UK.
Yeah.
Nick was the one that found the place and was like, I'm telling you, you're like, and ever since then,
that's who you was getting it from.
I was getting it from. So,
ain't that so, man?
Man, it's something. So when Nick passed away, he just came home.
Yeah.
And so we were literally talking about how to get him, back, on his feet, and, into the, back in the entertainment also. He was a huge part of 3-6.
Right.
And had a seizure, and passed away. So it really, like, I see Nick's Junior and Nicolette, like, I see his kids. Still, it was a tough one, man, because it was so unexpected.
Unexpected, like a mom,
and
man.
I think the person that I could talk to the most about it is Hill Boy.
Yeah,
because he get it.
Yeah,
because me, him, and Hill was talking about different things that we were doing.
Yeah,
and when that happened, it just took the wind out of us.
Yeah, he'll spoke, man, real highly of him on his episode, man, that just dropped. But and your name came up in that, just just as another friend of Nick's. But I know that his passing impacted so many different people in different walks of life,
It
though.
walks
You
of
know what I'm
life,
saying?
man. It was a tough one, man. It was a
Yeah,
tough one.
I actually got one of his obituaries at the house. We still got one at the house, man. Shout out to Nick, man. Rest in peace, brother.
Man, major shout out.
Yeah,
Alexa's
for sure.
daughter actually did a tribute to him. She does graphic design.
Yeah, she be doing that.
She did a little tribute to him, man. And Nick just personality just lit up the room.
Yeah, he was one of them people that you can drop anywhere in the world.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Think about where he in London trying on shirts.
Yeah.
And called me. It was
Yeah.
just like, man,
You can drop it anywhere in the world.
Man, anywhere in the world, he gonna make it happen. Man.
Yeah, for real.
And
For real. I didn't know him very well. I met him, of course, and but just knowing people that knew him and just knowing some of his story.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he one of them guys you can drop anywhere in the world, man.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, when he called me, I said, what are you doing in London? Man, Lex is on a trip.
Yeah.
Forget that. Look at these shirts, man.
Yeah.
And he put me on to something, and I
That's
just
what's up, man. And you still rock with them folks.
still ordering and rocking.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Like,
what's up, man.
Site in a whole different country.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking you ain't in Express or something. You getting them joints all out the country.
From London, man. UK.
That's
UK,
what's up, man.
And that's thanks to Nick. Nick was a brother to me, man. And miss him.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Nick, man. I just wanted to hear that piece, man. I know he was a good friend of yours.
Very good.
I wanted to hear that piece, man. Well, look, man, if there's nothing else you got for the people.
Nah, I'm good, man.
If
I
there's
appreciate
nothing
you
else.
letting me tell my story.
No doubt, man. Man, look, I wish you the best, man, in all your future endeavors. We locked in forever. Forever, ever, man. I'm an honorary Kappa, you know what I'm saying? I might hit the shimmy a little bit, if nothing else, you know what I'm saying? But you are a brother of mine for life, man. I admire you. I always admired you, how you moved, how you handle business, and just how you maintain who you were.
Yeah.
I ain't never saw you sway in your character. And what you said earlier meant a lot, too, when you said Marvin Todd is the brand, the name. You know what I'm saying? And you never swayed from that. You never had to put any extra on that.
I ain't put nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And but I wish you the best, man, in everything that you touch, all your future endeavors, man. And shout out to all your partners, man, all your friends, all them guys you've been rocking with. Man, y'all got a good brother right here, man. And look, that concludes another episode of Beyond the Clientele, man. I'm your host, J1, J100, or Mr. So 100, because I do it the So 100 way. Shout out to my special guest, man, Marvin Todd.
Thank you, brother.
Till next time.